Hello, I'm Rick Stockwell. My company is Stockwell Photography, and I'm based here in New York City, right in Midtown. I've been a photographer for, well, since the 90s, a long time. I started as a headshot photographer, and before that, I was an actor and a model. In between jobs, I worked as a bartender and a waiter, and I was getting kind of tired of that. So I picked myself up on the Knoll to camera and took some classes at a couple of local junior colleges in LA. And after 2 years of study, I hung up my little shingle, called myself a professional photographer, and started charging $25 a roll, because it was film in those days, to shoot friends. And after a while, before you know it, I was making more money as a photographer than I was as an actor. I gave up my acting and devoted all my efforts to photography about 16 years ago when I moved back here to New York. And about 10 years ago, I started shooting men. And I think shooting men has helped me overall with all my shooting, whether I'm shooting headshots of actors or doing events or the occasional wedding. I think it's really freed me up and helped me become a better photographer overall. I was inspired by male photographers like Herb Ritz, and it's kind of sexy to just be shooting mainly men now. I've made my reputation primarily as a male photographer. I think if somebody were to ask me what my trademark was, it's that nice, clean look, hopefully not overly edited, but nice connection with the model's face. I like to feature faces as well as bodies, probably because my background is in headshots. I think that's important. And I think it's important to make a model feel comfortable from the outset. If you can get to know your model before the shoot, whether it's through texting online, DMs, or a phone call, it's a good idea. You want to know a little something about that guy before you invite them into the studio. When they come in, be verbal and offer them something to drink and look through their clothes and just be a good person. And that'll go a long, long way. If you're asking me who I'd most like to shoot, who's a gay celebrity from social media, it would be this guy called Mr. Bradford at Mr. Bradford. He's a San Diegan. I'm from San Diego. We get along very well when we text, and I think he'd be a ball to shoot. What are my goals as a photographer? Well, I'd say I'd like to have a book someday. That would be great. I've never had that. I have a calendar this year. I'd like to have a glossier calendar in the future, and I'd like to learn video. I've never really learned to be a good videographer, and I've never learned to edit video, so that would be a primary goal of mine. So thank you very much for your interest in me and Stockwell Photography, and I hope you'll all go on my socials on X and on Instagram and look for me at Rick Stockwell. And once you're there, send me a DM. I'd love to talk to you. Thank you.